Hey there, good morning, welcome back. Very special guest here joining me in the studio right now. We have Paul Cohen of the Breck Fine Art Gallery and David Jackson, resident artist, who is coming into town right now. Good morning to you both, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Tyler.
Good to be here.
Good. Well, glad to have you. Well, Dave, let's just start it off and tell me about what you do in terms of the art world, because you aren't an artist of one subject or one medium. And then tell me a little bit about your history. How did you get started into painting and everything else that you do?
Well, you know, I've always enjoyed art from the time that I was just a young boy, and I drew constantly, and eventually I would watch people paint, and I thought, I can do that. And so
and it turns out
I got into painting. I did watercolors for years,
okay,
and thoroughly enjoyed watercolors because it was a fast medium, and I'm kind of a fast guy. You know, I like things to happen very quickly.
Got it.
But I eventually moved from watercolors into oils and was very comfortable with that. And then I taught high school art. You know, I wanted to raise my family and put food on the table.
Always a good idea.
Right. Hard to do as a starving artist.
I'm not going to make it right off the bat and get rich with my paintings. So, you know, it's been a great process, great journey, and you know, I've done the bronze sculptures, and I find
now.
joy.
Wait, so you do bronze sculpting as well as oil, watercolor
Correct.
paint. But if you're a fast artist, how are you able to do bronze sculpting in a fast pace? Does that fit your personality?
You know,
too well,
it's you develop and hone your skills.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I used to be a very tight detail artist,
okay,
and I learned to become a little more impressionistic with kind of a looser style, but yet it still said what I wanted it to say, and I'm still playing with that with the sculpting. In other words, saying something with a couple of strokes of a paintbrush or with a couple of pushes of clay,
right,
that says what normally would have taken, you know, a long time.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's great. Well, and Paul, you have David coming in this weekend to
Actually, he arrived yesterday.
Oh, yes.
He was painting all day yesterday.
Is that right?
The show's officially Friday and Saturday
Okay.
from 3 till 7. But David's painting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so which is really nice.
I'm a non-stopper.
And I mean, he was there yesterday hanging out. And we've always got David's work in the gallery, but we've got a beautiful collection. We've probably got 18 or 19 paintings, from small ones of Breckenridge, beautiful with flowers and things, right up to some very large, beautiful pieces as well. Some with wildlife, some landscape, some combinations. So.
Yeah, well, tell me about the subject matter. And we're going through some photos here on the screen.
Yeah.
Tell me about what really inspires you to go after a particular subject when you're looking at maybe just a mountainscape, or you're looking at a portrait of someone. What is the process for you?
You know, I think, boy, there's so many things, but light has come into play a lot more. I mean, when I go anywhere, just a play of light on a composition. It could be anything. I mean, the simplest little thing, and just the way the light, the shadows, create a you know, a little composition. That's it. And I mean, it doesn't take much to get me excited about something I want to paint.
Well, you know, that was actually going into my next question. I'm thinking about, you've been doing this for so long, right?
Yeah,
You were talking about teaching
44 years.
It's amazing, right?
Time.
And so how do you stay so passionate and interested then into doing the simplest subjects that you're speaking of? To me, I mean, for most of us, it's definitely not simple to create these paintings.
Well,
but
after you've been doing it for a long time, I mean, your eye just becomes trained, and you don't have to look very far to see the beauty, you know, and when it's there and the magic is there, you know. I mean, I'd love to just sit right down and paint, you know, but I always have a camera with me, and thank goodness for the iPhones now that you've always got a camera.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and I have just thousands of photos, and I'm always going through and reviewing, and inevitably there's always one that'll jump out and say, paint me next.
Yeah.
And I do.
And then there's requests from the gallery as well. We often say, you know, we'd like to see this or this. Can you do that for us? And David always says yes. And he does beautiful commissions as well. I mean, we had a very unusual commission last year.
Is that right?
Which was for a family. Their home backs onto Copper Ski Resort. And they wanted a scene of the 5 of them coming down their favorite run with the lift in the back and everything else. And we got the colors of their outfits.
That's right.
That's hanging above their fireplace. And that was totally different for anything I've seen.
That was different for me. But I loved it. You know, I love that interaction with the people. In fact, that's why I enjoy coming into the galleries. Because I just enjoy people that like art. And especially kids. And when kids come in and really look at art. And I mean, I'd like to pull them right in and talk to them about what's going on. Which
is something that'll stay with them.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, we'll put a brush in their hand. Yesterday I had a lady that came in and I said, yeah, come on, grab a brush and help me out over here. This is a painting that's on the wall.
Ready to sell.
A big painting on the wall. And I said,
no pressure.
And so she grabbed the brush and come over and I said, right in here. So she got in there and oh, I loved it.
We didn't put her name on the bottom. No.
That's right. Well, and again, we can see some of your work and see you at work this weekend in the Breck Fine Art Gallery. So,
and I'll have my book there.
And it's a beautiful book. We were just looking through this before the interview, and it's brand new. You just released it this year, and so we can you can see this book even in the gallery as well.
Enjoying the journey.
Enjoying the journey. It's beautiful. It's really nice. I think I'm even quoted in there.
Are you really?
Absolutely.
Just a little bit. I don't paint, but I enjoy art. I'm a great appreciator and collector, so it's a beautiful book, it really is. So it's a nice way to get into someone's art. And if you get a piece this weekend, you know, we might just gift you one and get David to dedicate it to you as well. So that's kind of cool, you know.
That would be a great extra incentive to the piece. Well, David, you have some great paintings, and we even have a couple of items in here that just examples of what you can expect to find. But tell me about this piece that actually we're looking at right now.
The Trunks in Winter.
Yep.
Okay.
That piece was, I mean, again, it's such a simple scene we see all of the time in the wintertime. I mean, but when the light hits and there's a sparkle of color in leftover foliage from that's just ready to decay and fall away, you know, and then waiting for spring to happen again. But there's color there. Yeah. And the exciting thing, I think, is that I like to bring out the color even in winter.
Yes.
So that it's warm, it's comfortable, and it makes you smile.
Yep.
That's great. Well said. David, it was a pleasure to talk with you.
My pleasure.
You can see both of these gentlemen actually in the Breck Fine Art Gallery right on the south end of Main Street in great kingdom of Breckenridge. And see it this weekend. And again, real quick on times.
It's 3 till 7, Friday and Saturday, but David will be there most of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at 421 South Main, right on the corner.
I'll be there all day painting.
Sounds good.
Come and see me.
Well, come on in and during the weekend and see some great art. And we're going to take another break here, be back with more, so don't go anywhere. So Sunrise will be back after this.